years ago, I started on a road like this one. Windy, curvy, not really knowing where the turns would be or how it would go up and down. And it was a road to begin discerning the vocation of the priesthood. I decided to enter the apostolic school when I was 16, the high school seminary. So I emptied my bank account to go out and buy a bunch of collared shirts and pay the fees, and got rid of my rollerblades and computer games, left behind my family, and just started on this road. And I really didn't know much about it or how it would end up, or even if I'd end up a priest or not. All I knew was that God made this road, and He made it for me. Sometimes when you're preparing yourself to be a priest, I mean, the climb is tough. And there gets to be moments when you really wonder, can I take it? Am I going to make it to the top? And you know, the passion is, your passage is strong, and the world never ceases to run out of temptations or to be an attraction to you. You want to do things you used to do or things you could do. You study enough to get 3 college degrees, and I think in those moments it's just important to say to yourself, be not afraid, and to remember that that's what Christ says to you. You always make it to the top. You always make it over the hill. It's a little dangerous to look back, because when you take your eyes off the road in front of you, you really never know what you could hit. It could be a tree that some deer comes running out, and in the priesthood, it's the same. Every day there's people who depend on you. So really, you only look back if you want to turn back. On this road, you come across a lot of great people, a lot of great priests, a lot of people who will set a great example for you, who will inspire you. More than in any other walk of life, I think. But also, once in a while, you'll come across some negative influences. Some people who don't set such a great example. And if you want, you can kind of you can focus on the negative things. You can just look at the trash all day on the side of your road, and you can say to yourself, you know, I'm never coming back here. I'm not going to continue on this road. I'm getting away. I'm leaving. Or you could keep driving. Just look past it and really focus on the millions of beautiful things that God puts on this road for you to see and for you to bring to others. Sometimes you can't always ride the road. You need to get out and walk and get wet, sweat it out. It takes sacrifice. A friend of mine asked me a little while ago, what does it take to become a priest? What's the formation like? And I told her what I've been doing the last 13 years. And she looked at me in surprise, and I admitted, I said, yes, it does take sacrifice. But, you know, marriage takes sacrifice too. She gave me that look of, I know what you mean. Because just after 1 year of marriage, she'd already realized that really any life pursuit that's worth taking is going to take sacrifice. And it's not always fun, sacrifice, but I think that a life without sacrifice would run out of fun real quick. Some people think I'm a little crazy for doing what I do. And once in a while I hear, you know, what a waste, you could get married and you know, have a great life. But for every person who's told me that I'm crazy, there have been about 100 who have thanked me for cutting off a piece of my own life and giving them a sliver of hope. But then I realized that if anyone's crazy, it's God Himself, for having placed the hopes of all those people in the hands of a 16-year-old kid who decided to follow a road rather than just go back home. And it's not the first crazy thing He's done. You can just look at the cross, and that was crazy what happened there. But God does all that for us because He wants us to come to the top of life and to be able to look out and see all the blessings that He's given us. And then we realize that the craziness of God isn't like the craziness of a mad scientist, but the craziness of someone who's madly in love with the people in this world. And to prove it, He chooses some of us to become priests.